It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Ever since I was a young boy, I've enjoyed science fiction and speculating about the kind of life that we might encounter in the wider universe. That there would be life on other planets has never really been in question for me. Matter has an inbuilt capacity to generate patterns and complexity. Some of these patterns fall into configurations that result in self duplication and the passing on of information. Our definition of life is inevitably based on the process of information exchange and self duplication that's evolved here on this planet. But there may be a vast number of other ways in which this can be achieved. So life may take forms that we wouldn't even recognize as such. I grew up with Doctor Who and Star Trek on TV, then 2001 A Space Odyssey at the cinema. I devoured the classic science fiction writers like Asimov, Clarke, and Heinlein. Not surprisingly, even my musical tastes were affected by this, and I fell in love with Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I've always been more interested in what I suppose would be called speculative science fiction rather than that which I'd describe as cowboys and Indians. In other words, I like my science fiction to have a kind of philosophical, ethical edge rather than just being about epic battles and adventures. Some of that's fine as long as it's within a more speculative framework. I suppose I share with Gene Roddenberry this insatiable desire to envision the future. If I had a time machine, it would be to the future that I was bound, not to the past. Not the near future, though, not certainly my own future. My dreams are of the most remote times and places. The more removed from here and now, the better. Speculation about alien intelligence and alien civilization seems to oscillate between two extremes. On the one hand, these civilizations are seen as a threat to our own. The aliens are irredeemably hostile and, well, alien. This extends our own current human fear of the different, the alien even on our own planet. These kinds of science fiction stories usually end up as good guys versus bad guys stories and are just extensions of this genre into other times and places. Generally, human beings are the good guys. At the other extreme of the pole, alien beings and civilizations assume an almost godlike stature. They're vastly more advanced and morally superior to us. This seems to satisfy the religious craving within human nature, the desire to find some kind of superior benevolent being. In this case, it's trying to hide itself under the guise of super technology or super evolution. One thing is certain: if human beings ever do encounter other beings and civilizations out there, and I really would love that to happen during my lifetime, whatever they might be like, we will still be ourselves. That should give all of us pause. And you out there, I hope you're listening.